there has been a lot of egregious tier and ranking systems happening recently within sports. And it needs to be set right. Things need to be different. And a lot of you are going to say that this is a ripoff of another segment from another popular sports show. And I'm going to say, no, it's not. So I created a tier system ranking NFL teams. Okay. I haven't thought of a good name yet. I'm thinking Scandal Scale. I'm still workshopping it a little bit, but ranked all the teams, made up some names. Steve has not seen this list. I have not consulted with anyone else on this list, but I think it's really good. I'm very proud of the work.
I can't wait.
Steve, are you ready to see the tiers?
I want to see it.
Let's bring them out. Roll them up. These are the tiers. We're going to start from the bottom, work our way up, and I get an explanation. So at the very bottom, sleeps with their dads. These are just the teams that they're the worst of the worst. Never put your money on them. Never pick them to win. They're bad teams. Second row, it seems, are just bad teams. It's pretty much like the bottom tier, but it's slightly not as bad. The Falcons swapping out. They bench Desmond Ritter. Can Bajan kind of come back from being sick and carry him? I don't know. Kyle Pitts is trash. The Bears are going through quarterback turmoil, and the Raiders just gutted their front office. So they're bad teams. Purgatory. Teams that I can't quite say are trash, but I can't quite say are okay. The Broncos just beat the Chiefs, but I don't trust them to continue that level of play consistently throughout the rest of the season. Jordan Love was kind of good, and then he was bad, or he was bad, and then he was good. Now he's bad again. I don't know what we're getting at Jordan Love, and the Commanders just lost Chase Young, but Sam Howell's been playing pretty decent the last few weeks, so they're kind of there. I'm not sure what to think of those teams. They're in purgatory. Win some, lose some. These teams are going to win some games, lose some games. They can go either way. The Saints, Derek Carr has been coming around the last couple of weeks, yelling at people, getting fired up. He's all right, but the Saints are the Saints. They're having a lot of internal issues too. I mean, they got to get it figured out. The Rams have been surprising this season. Health issues. People can't stay on the field. Matt Stafford can't stay on. They can't string together good wins and be consistent. So they're there. The Jets, again, they're kind of like the Saints or the Packers. They were bad and they were good and they're bad. Like, they just move around a lot. I want to trust Zach Wilson. I want to trust their defense, but I just can't. They're the Jets. And the Titans, every time I pick against the Titans, they win. And every time I'm like, okay, I'm going to go with the Titans, they lose. So I don't know. They just go back and forth. These teams go 50-50 throughout the season. Injury setbacks. These three teams could easily move up at least 2 tiers if they had healthy people where they need them. Deshaun Watson is gone. Kirk Cousins is gone. Anthony Richardson is gone. Hard to be good franchise without good quarterbacks, but I think if all those people were still playing, they'd be much higher on this list. So they're kind of right there in the middle. Frisky and fun. The Bucs and the Steelers. Both of these teams have multiple surprising, good, tough wins. But again, I just don't trust them to be that level of good long term. But I do think that if they were a low seed going into the playoffs, I think both these teams could sneak in as a very last seed. Maybe could be an upset, but again, not put my money on that. Good teams? I don't know. I've heard a lot of good things about both of these teams with the Seahawks and the Texans, but there's just something about them both that I'm just like, I don't know if I believe in them. Geno Smith has been playing okay, pretty good, but I haven't seen anything from the Seahawks where I'm like, man, they're a legitimate, good NFC team. I think they could make some noise. I haven't seen that yet. CJ Stroud's been surprising people. The Texans have been surprising people. But again, I don't think anyone looks at them and thinks they're actually going to be a legitimate team. But they are just good enough that they are better than all the teams below them, but not quite as good as the teams above them. Now, the guys above them, actual good teams, they should be, but the Chargers be charging, which we know very well. The Lions, I think, are just a piece or a step away from being at that next level, but they're the Sounds team. I picked Dan Campbell and Coach of the Year, so are they a good team? I think we'll find out eventually. And the Jags and Trevor Lawrence, hot and cold. I mean, you can go either way. You and I were out on them for a while, but now they have a 5-game win streak. Is Trevor Lawrence coming back around? Is that team legit? Is Calvin Ridley going to actually start producing? I don't know. Are they actually good teams? We should know that. Conference championship or bust. All of these teams playing at their highest level can make a conference championship, but I am not ready to say that they are 100% ready to make the Super Bowl. I think if these teams make anything less than the conference championship, it's been a failure of a season. And I had Dallas and the Bengals lower than this, but as I was thinking about it, I'm like, man, Joe Burrow's been playing really well, and as much as I don't believe in the Cowboys, I can't honestly sit here and say that if they don't play at their best, highest level football, that they won't make a difference. So they got to be up there with conference championship. And at the very top, just straight contenders. All these teams can make and win the Super Bowl. It's just a matter of if they actually will. Nothing more to be said there. Steve, this is the first installment of maybe Scandal Scale, name pending. But give me your thoughts. What do you think? This is perfect.
First off,
thank you.
Round of applause for this. This is very well put together. I really like this list. There's only a couple of things that I personally would change.
Sure.
The first one that I would change is I'm putting the Bills up over the Ravens. I'm dropping the Ravens down, putting the Bills up. I just believe in Josh Allen. I know they're on, like, it's the same thing we've said. Okay, they've lost, 2 or 3 in a row, but, like, so have the Niners. And I think that the Bills, when Josh Allen is playing at his best, they are contenders. I think he's shown us in recent years that when he elevates his game in the playoffs, and he can. The last time I've seen a successful Lamar Jackson in the playoffs, it's been 4 or 5 years.
Never.
So that's why, to me, just based off what I know and what I've seen, I would put the Bills up over the Ravens. That's just me. I like the Ravens where they're at. They've just had a couple of losses, and even in their wins, they've been like, man, like, they look okay, but like they've only had 1 or 2 wins that I've been like, yeah, like the Lions win, I was like, yeah, that's a good team. And then the only other thing that I wanted to question you on was the Jags being below the Cowboys. Only because of how well the Jags have been playing. The Cowboys have, dude, they're so like bipolar, because they can come out one week and look like holy crap, they're amazing.
Yeah.
And then they can come out and I'm like, ha!
Yeah.
Got me again.
The Jags started off not great. They're playing better now, but we were not we were not seeing the same Trevor Lawrence, the same Jags team as before. And same with the Cowboys. Like, they've looked up and down, like you said, but I know if both these teams play to how they can, and when the playoffs come, if they play playoff football, I would give Dallas the slight edge, because I think Trevor Lawrence is better than Dak. But I think other than that, the Cowboys have better weapons on offense, positions on defense.
The only other thing that I want your opinion on, and I want to see what you think. I would move the Chargers down 1 and just keep 2 at actual good teams and have 3 at good teams, ? The Chargers with 1 nice win over a bad Bears team does not impress me. And anytime they played teams that are actually worth anything, they just choke and can't win. So it's like, I wondered why, is there a reason that you didn't have them on the same tier as Seattle and
there were a few teams on here that moved a lot, moved around a lot for me, and they were one of them. They moved between those 2 tiers, and the Chargers be chargering, but I just don't if they played 1-on-1, I would pick the Chargers to win. I know Justin Herbert, like I said with Lamar, has not proven anything in the playoffs yet. But I think when it comes down to it, you're still going to pick Justin Herbert to beat Geno Smith. And this might come back to bite me in the ass. But I want to believe in the Chargers. They should be good. They have a nice defense. They have a good offensive line. Justin Herbert's a top 5 quarterback. There's no reason they can't win games and be good. So... And I just don't feel that way about the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks are a good team. I think the Seahawks can make the divisional round, or the divisional round. But I just don't see them making a conference championship. But I could see the Chargers. Do I think they will? No, but I could see that more than the Seahawks. Yeah, I worked hard on this list, man. I just tried to use my like I said, they were kind of
common
feelings.
Sense.
Yeah, there's if I had a team of producers, maybe I could have had some more better stats. But yeah, this is what I had to go off. But I'm glad you liked it. I thought this was good. We should continue to do this.
I agree.
Fun. Yeah,
I agree.
Listen to the sound. I listen to the sound.